Hi everybody, Lee Labrada here from Labrada Nutrition. I am at Spring Fitness in Houston, Texas with none other than Team Labrada member David Gonzalez, who I wish to welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. It is such a great pleasure to finally be able to sit down with you and ask you a few questions. And I know that everybody wants to learn more about you as well, David. Now, you are an accomplished men's physique competitor. I think you have probably one of the greatest set of abs I've ever seen.
Thank you.
And you recently won your pro card. Please tell us a little bit about your introduction to men's physique and how your competitions have been going for you.
Absolutely. Well, for those not familiar with men's physique division, it came about something that wanted to separate from the bodybuilding community. They were looking for symmetry, aesthetics. I was very fortunate enough to take part in one of the early stages when the foundation first came out, which was roughly 2 to 3 years ago. My first show, I kind of went in there not really sure what to expect. Took first, took the overall.
Wow.
Obviously quite excited, was amped up, and I'm like, all right, now what? Friends talked to me a little longer saying, hey, let's try to take this division a little further. Came along the Arnold Classic. Little did I know at the time that the level of competition that was going to be there.
So now let me get this right. Your second competition was the Arnold Classic?
Yeah, little did I know what I was getting thrown into.
No kidding. You believe in starting at the top.
Went for it, and surprisingly enough, took a top 5 place in there. I actually took 5th. Very deep competitive athletes that were there. It was awesome because it showed what the IFBB was trying to do with men's physique. The depth of the athletes that were there, the different types of conditions, the symmetry. It really opened up to my eyes on what the future held for this division. And it really was kind of the catalyst for me to continue to want to say, all right, this is something I want to be a part of.
Absolutely. And you've got a show coming up not too long from now, right?
Correct. I'll be actually looking at the Europa Phoenix. It's October 25th, so currently trying to play around with the diet a little bit, see what I can bring in from there. Obviously, there is no secret sauce as people like try to play with it. I try to look at what I can do to bring the best me.
And you do. Now, I know you got your eyes set on a very prestigious title because we talked about this earlier.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
The Olympia.
That's right.
Obviously, the hope and dreams of any competitive athlete in any division. It was finally introduced to men's physique last year, the inaugural year. This year's year 2, seeing the athletes up there and being something that prestigious to be considered the best in the world is not only an honor, but to me it's more beyond that. I want to show other people out there that myself being married, a father, working a full-time job, that there is a way to be healthy but take things that you're passionate about and take it to the fullest level that you have.
So what is it going to take to win the Olympia? What do you got to do to bring the goods?
A lot more lean body supplements. And
Good.
And just the desire and the dedication that I have. It's the fire within that keeps me going. And I believe through the dedication, the work, the faith, and the passion that I have, that it will finally be showcased out there and hopefully recognized from not only the judges that are out there, but to other fans who are aspiring to maybe step on stage for the first time or just try to change their life on a personal level.
David, on that note, what do you tell people who aspire to do what you do? How do they get started?
I always say, what's your goal? What's your end result? You know, for everybody it's a little different. Some people it's, hey, I want to just do it to kind of check off something on a bucket list. For others it's, hey, I want to be the best athlete in the division out there and, you know, start a trend for others to follow. And for other people it's simply just the ability of, hey, I used to look like A and now I look like B. So whatever your goal is, use that as the flame or the catalyst to get you going, and then just follow through with consistency and desire. There's 24 hours in a day. You know, it's really easy to squeeze in 45 minutes or an hour. Myself being a full-time job holder and a family person, I either get up real early at 4 o'clock in the morning and get my workout in, or I go late at night. You know, is it easy? No, but when you're passionate about something, you will find time to make it happen.
So it's all about the discipline.
Exactly.
And I would imagine that you are a terrific role model for your little girl. How old is your little girl?
She's currently 16 months. Her name is Nina. Very adorable. She knows Daddy's schedule. She will follow me to my little cabinet in the area where I make my lean body shakes. And funny enough, I got her own little version where she will pretend to have one with Daddy.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Is your wife into working out as well?
Yes, she is. She rather likes to run a lot more than work out in the gym, but she tries to live the healthy lifestyle as well. Very avid runner, runs 5 miles a day. She's actually competed in a few marathons. So
that's great. So it sounds like it's a family thing.
Yes.
And I'm sure she's very supportive and proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've really developed a tremendous physique. How long have you been working out?
Ever since college. I toyed around with it a little bit in high school, but it really wasn't until my college years that I started lifting weights and realizing the discipline and the diet and nutrition that came along with it. Obviously, it got a lot more intense as I started competing for the stage and
Right.
realized the restriction and dedication that it took to eating and training. And I think that's the key thing that people miss. You can
When people see your physique, you know, I would imagine that a lot of men say, I want to look like that. You know, great shoulders and arms and this teeny tiny waist, you know, really muscular, great abs. And I'm sure that people ask you all the time, how do you get abs like that?
It is a big question that I get asked when they see me with my shirt off. And it's really discipline. It is the diet a lot. It is the ability to train that region. Just like any muscle, you have to train your abs. And I know a lot of people like to say, well, abs are built in the kitchen. They are, but they're sculpted and scripted in.
You have to build the muscle underneath.
Exactly.
So how many days a week do you train your abs and about how many sets?
I do them every other day. So as far as sets, I do 4 sets per exercise, and I try to keep it around 3 to 4 exercises.
Okay, you just do it like rapid fire, high intensity, or with weights or with your body weight?
It'll mix around. In my off season, it's more of a body weight to try to help build and strengthen, get a deeper, ab workout. When I get towards a show and competition, it's more higher reps, just to get the burn and the squeeze. I really emphasize, excelling and getting the diaphragm type in there. So when I'm on stage and I'm breathing, I'm able to have more control of my abdomen.
That's a great tip, because I see a lot of guys these days when they compete, they just let the distended they have the distended stomachs. They just kind of let it all hang out, so to speak. And that really, to me, is the antithesis of what a physique should be. You should have this very tight, drawn-in waist, and you've done a really good job of that. Now, we kind of touched on the fact that some people say that it's won in the kitchen. Okay, and so we know that diet is important.
Yes.
And can you just kind of give us just a rough overview of how you eat and what you eat?
Yeah, currently I'm doing 7 meals a day, which to some people is like, wow.
Seven
Yeah.
meals a day. How do you do that?
7
Okay,
meals
so
a
like
day.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then how do you stage the other
Yeah,
ones?
so obviously there's lean body shakes involved in there, so they help consist of my 7 meals, but it'll consist of egg whites, I'll have chicken breasts, I'll have fish, and I'll throw in some lean meats, whether it's steak or bison, but I cycle the things around. It does take a lot of meal prep work to package it up.
What's your carb intake like, your carbohydrate intake?
I try to take in sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I'll do brown rice in my off season, but as I get more closer to show or a photo shoot, I try to just change up the carbs to make sure that my body responds a
Do you
little
keep the
different.
carbs low or moderate or high, or how do you do
I
that?
keep them moderate, so
Okay.
I keep them anywhere around 300 grams. And
About
as I
300
get-
grams a day?
Mhm.
And you weigh about what, 100 and...
100 right now. I'm 161 pounds.
No way, dude.
Yes, yeah.
You look like you're at least 180. Good Lord, it's amazing. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
It's that tiny waist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or hollow bones. So, okay, we talked about the protein, we talked about the carbohydrates. What about fats? Do you keep fats low?
I keep them moderate as well. I'll
Okay.
mix around almonds. I like to do avocado. I'll use a lot of olive oil as well. But I also keep with the fish, the omega-3s that are in there. So I keep a nice round balance of what I'm trying to put into myself.
Great. Any tips that you would like to share with our viewers?
Yeah, the one thing I would say is just change up the diet. Just because you see a routine, whether it's my diet or Lee's diet, you got to remember everybody's body type is a little different. So you have to almost just monitor yourself. Keep a journal. Write down not only the exercises that you do that benefit your body, but more importantly, the nutrition value, what you put in. How did you feel? Were you lethargic? Did you feel more energetic? Those things like that, I think, will help dial in on exactly what your end goal will be. And believe it or not, you'll start seeing results, within time. And that's the other thing, patience. It requires a lot of patience. And to steal a quote from Lee, it took 30 years to get out of shape. Expect, not necessarily 30 years to get in shape, but
It's going to take a while.
take a while.
Sure it is. Now, David, you're on social media. How does our audience follow you?
Yes, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. On Facebook, it's David Gonzalez, IFBB Pro. On Twitter and Instagram, I keep it very simple. It's D23 Gonzalez.
And I'm sure that you welcome questions from our viewers.
Yes, and
Awesome.
anytime, any questions you guys have out there, I will be responsive. Keep in mind, I do have a family and a real-time job, so it may be a little while before I get back, but I do make it a point to respond back.
Well, it is great speaking with you today, and congratulations to you, and good luck to you in your upcoming competitions. David Gonzalez, folks. I'm Lee Labrada from Labrada Nutrition.